So today we will continue C language in C programming. Okay, so let us consider again advantages of C language. Here the first advantage means merit of using C language for writing program is C is building block for many other programming languages. So building block means some other programming languages and or the compilers for other programming languages can be designed and developed using C. So C is the building block for many other programming languages, and most of the time C is the inspiration in order to develop the new programming language also. The programs written in C are highly portable. So I have explained this one. Once again I will explain. It's portable in the sense, if you write and execute on program in one computer, can easily execute it on another computer without much or no modification. Suppose if a program p1.c is written here and executed here, if you copy the same program here in this one, instead of rewriting again in the say PC2, so if you copy this one and execute it, so it will execute here without any change in the code. So whatever may be the output here in this say PC1, the same kind of outputs will be here in the PC2 for p1.c file. So this is nothing but a portability. Okay, so if any or number of programs executed in one computer with a different platform may be exactly executed on another computers with different platforms or OS. Okay, next, several standard functions are there, like built-in, that can be used to develop programs. Okay, some standard functions, as I have told, some inbuilt functions are there, say like mathematical functions, character functions, string functions, okay, library functions, DOS functions, etc. So using those inbuilt functions, what you can use, okay, instead of implementing so many statements, many line of codes, so what you can do is you can use only single. So one example I have given yesterday. Suppose if you want to find the factorial, actually in order to find the factorial you need to write some 5 to 10 lines, but there is a function called fact. Okay, use that function, fact of 5, fact of n, whatever it may be, f equal to fact. So with one line of code you can obtain the factorial of any number. So this consumes less memory, and it makes the speeder execution or faster execution. Okay, next one, C programs are collection of C library functions, and it's also easy to add functions to the C library. As you can use standard functions of C, similarly you can also add some functions. Okay, say there are 1000 functions in the library, of course. Okay, you will create some 50 library functions, you will create some 50 functions which will be very much helpful for your development. Okay, 50 functions are yours, means you have created and executed. So this 50 function can be added to your function library. Okay, so anywhere in your software development, if you need this 50 functions, okay, you can directly access, as you can access the standard functions, as you can access the, say for example I have written GCD function. Okay, I have written a function to swap two numbers. Okay, and I will add these two functions to the library, C library. If I add these two functions to the library, whenever you want to find the GCD, whenever you want to swap two numbers, you need not to go to descriptive steps. Okay, you just call the function, you just call the GCD function or swap function, so that it will do the same kind of job for the programmer. Okay, next one is modular structure makes code debugging, maintenance and testing easier. So modular structure means breaking the larger program into smaller one. breaking the larger program into smaller one. So if there is a complex problem, so we need to make smaller one by dividing that one. Okay, so by breaking that one, so the process of dividing the larger program into smaller one is called modular programming or modular structure, which makes code debugging easier, maintenance easier, and testing easier. Okay, so code debugging means detecting the errors and correcting the errors is easy. Maintenance means in order to maintain the code for input output, so that will be easy. And testing is easy, whether the particular model will work perfectly effectively or not. So in order to check the program, it is also easy. In order to check the error, in order to maintain, and in order to test, so modular programming or test structure so makes us for easier accessing. Okay, next, similarly, disadvantage of C language: C does not provide object-oriented programming concept. For this object-oriented programming concept or OOP concept, we should go for C++ or Java, like, okay, and today's programming. Next, there are no concepts of namespace in C. So of course namespacing will be there in order to store the objects contents. Okay, that namespace will not be, facility is not there in the C. Of course, the C does not provide binding or wrapping up of data in a single unit. As I have told, suppose under the student unit you need to store different types of values. Okay, so this cannot be possible with this. Even with the struct or structure construct of C language, little we can store different data under a single unit, but it is not 100%. So for that, again, you should go for the object oriented programming. C does not provide constructor and destructors, because constructors and destructors are used to initialize the object and destroy the objects respectively. So constructors are used to initialize the object, destructors are used to destroy the objects. But because C is not object oriented programming, so these features are not available with C language. So almost the object oriented programming features are not there in the C language. So those have written under disadvantages of C language. Okay. Similarly, the limitations of C programming languages, as the programmer of C found. Okay, difficult to debug. Sometimes if the programs are larger or bigger, then somehow you will find some difficulties to debug. Okay, C allows a lot of freedom in writing code, and that is why you can put an empty line or white space anywhere in the program. Means you can put blank spaces or blank row, etc. in the program. And because there is no fixed place to start or end the line, so it is difficult to read and understand the program. So what happens exactly? So suppose if this is your window, you can start from here, you can start from this particular, or you can start from here. So from here to here you can use, say, blank. So after that you can say printf. If you write the printf at the beginning of the line, or if you write the printf at the middle or end of the line, so both will result same. So most of the time, so leaving spaces or providing spaces at the beginning will give some errors. Okay, so we exactly don't know whether the statement is there or the line is blank, but somewhere in the right side some code will be there, or code will be written incorrectly. So in those cases it will be difficult. So almost write the codes from the left side only, but in some cases you can provide some spaces or tab spaces. Okay, so that will become complex in the C program. Next, C compilers can only identify errors or incompatible handling exceptions. Again, it is explained yesterday's class. The C compilers are used to compile or translate the program. They will detect the errors only, but they will not do anything with the exceptions, means runtime errors. So runtime errors are those, okay, which will be detected during the program execution. Suppose say you need to enter the student roll number, enter roll number. So this was the situation where you need to enter the roll number. But if the user enters ABC or student name, where supposed to enter the roll number, so that will be the exception. Suppose you need to enter the marks of 2 or 3 subjects, so you need to enter the digits or numbers, but instead of that, if you type ABC or XYZ like text or strings, then this results in the error, that is runtime error. So in this case, runtime errors will be detected and program will be terminated abnormally. Entire program will be terminated. So whatever you have inputted to the program will be lost. Okay. So if proper exception handling is there, so then you can regain these things. Okay. So that is the problem. Anyway, exception handling will be there in the upcoming classes. Okay. C provides no data protection. You cannot protect the data or the variables that you are going to create here. But with the object oriented programming, so you can protect your data, so making them as private something. Okay, but here in the C programming we cannot, or C provide no data protection. It will not provide any data protection. It also does not feature reusability of source code extensively. Reusability is always there, but of source code extensively, reusability is enforced in the object oriented programming. Okay, so we cannot reusable some of the source codes in the C program. Okay, so it also does not feature, means C does not have any feature like reusability of source code extensively. So with functions, standard functions, of course you can use some codes, say similar codes, but exactly how you can reuse the codes in the object oriented programming, so that kind of feature is not adopted in the C. It does not provide strict data type checking. For example, an integer value can be passed for floating data type. So this I have again, there is a program like swap. Okay, you are passing 2 integers, say 10 and 20, but here it is in receiving places there are floating point values. Then what happens? It is 10.00, 20.00. But in other programming languages, the parameters, sending parameters and receiving parameters, both should have the same data type. Otherwise, the compiler will give the error or result error. So here, even though it is integer, it is floating point. So integer parameters will be passed to floating point parameters, but 10.00 will be there. 10 is equivalent to 10.00, of course. So these things can be happen, but this is actually this should not be happen in the high level language programming. Okay, then some of the features are standard input output library is there, so you can use some statements, input statement, output statement, standard input output statements can be used in order to input and display the results. Similarly, long int data type is there, so again it is repeated. Long int data type means if you use int data type, that means you can store the value up to minus 32,767 to plus 32,767. So in our manipulation or any calculation, if the result is around say 40,000, then you cannot store more than 32,767 or 35,000, 33,000 something. So we need to go for long int. So this facility is there. So where you can store more than this value. Okay, unsigned data types will be there. In some cases, we need not to say whenever we are locating the addresses of memory or memory addresses where exactly the variables are stored. In those cases, memory location numbers are not signed, unsigned there. Okay, the signed means minus 10 is signed, plus signed. But this is somehow, so this is the location of a variable, say A. Variable say A. Is stored at this particular location. This should be unsigned. Okay, this feature is there. And compound assignment operator is there. Compound assignment operator, so this is assignment operator, equal is assignment operator. Compound assignment operator is plus equal to, minus equal to, star equal to, slash equal to, percentage equal to. So these are the compound assignment operator. Plus equal to means, say s equal to s plus 1, means the descriptive form of plus equal to is s equal to plus 1. Okay, means whatever may be the s value, it will be added with 1. So s value, suppose it is 10, 10 is 11. So you can do like this, s plus equal to, okay, 1. So like that. Next, C compilers. So as the C is high level programming language, C must use the compiler or the interpreter to translate those high level language statements into machine code. During late 1980s, C was started due to use for a wide variety of mainframe computers. So there are types: mainframe, micro, mini computers and supercomputers. There are 4 types of computers which began to get famous. Gradually C got its superset, that is C++, which added features, but it's developed from C with all its initial concepts. So as I have told, C++ is the extension of C, of course. So whatever the features are not there in the C will be there, are there in the C++. So C++ is some added features of C. So whatever the features, important features are there with C, the same thing have been continued in the C++. Okay. So C++ is also developed on the C. So here in some of the programs or software, both C and C++ programs can be written and executed. So Turbo C++ is there. So in which you can write C programs and also C++ programs. So in our lab, so I installed Turbo C++ software only, because with one software you can write and execute C as well as C++ program. Okay. So a compiler is a computer program that transforms human readable programming language source code into another computer language, that is binary code. Means in order to translate the high level language code to machine code, so we use the compiler. In simple terms, compiler takes the code that you wrote and turned it into the binary code that the computer can understand. Okay. The compiler is software application that transforms the human readable C program code into machine code. So this we know. The process of transforming or translating the code from high level language to machine level language is called compilation. Means whatever the program we have written in C or C++ or in high level language, that should be compiled. Translate aglebekodu. Okay. The human readable code is the C program that consists of digits, letters, special symbols, etc., which is understood by the human beings. So for example, we'll write the code like this: printf, in the bracket we'll say hello, double quote. See, this looks like English like sentence, means it will print the text given here, hello. It prints the hello on the screen. So like that, so each and every statements in C is very user friendly. Okay. On the other hand, machine language is dependent on processor, and the processor understands zeros and ones only. So if you write the program in machine language, then automatically it's machine dependent. But if you write the codes in C language or any high level language so that will be portable. Portable in the sense you can run on any machines. All C program execution is based on a processor which is available in the CPU. That is why entire source code needs to be converted to the binary system by the compiler. The compiler translates all these codes written in the C program or written by the programmer to machine code, so that machine will understand that one, or what is the intent of the program is. Say I may write a program to check a number for prime or not. So for that I will write a sequence of codes. Okay, those sequence of codes are syntactically correct, okay, logically correct, etc. Then so each statement will be converted to machine language, and if you run the program, so it will ask the user to enter some numbers or enter a number, and it checks whether it is prime or not. If it is prime, it displays this number is prime, otherwise it displays it is not prime. Like that, if you enter any number, it will check whether it is prime or not, because the method has given by me, okay, or by the any program. So here are some list of C compilers for Windows OS: CCSC compiler, Turbo C compiler, okay, Minimalist, GNU for Windows, MinGW, okay. So there are some softwares like Visual Studio Code, okay, Code Blocker. So for that you need to go for MinGW, okay. Then Portable C compiler, Clang C++, Digital Mars C++ compiler, Intel C++, IBM, Visual C++, Oracle C++. Out of which Turbo C for Windows or Turbo C is best, of course. But for the mobile users, okay, so in your mobile you can also write and execute the C. For that C coding or C compiler or mobile C, these are the apps which are available in Play Store. You can easily install these things, mobile C or C coding, in your mobile, so that you can write the C program and execute as you can do in the laptop or desktop. So don't think the computer lab is not there. So in my house there is no laptop or a PC or desktop, okay. So how to practice this C program? Only thing is you go to Play Store of your mobile and install C coding or my C software, okay. Once it is installed, so you can easily type the C program and you can run it, okay. I'll show you how to write the program in C, Turbo C, or in C coding app in the mobile. So with the video, okay. So in the upcoming videos I will show both the versions, means in desktop version and in the mobile version. For time being, you can practice the C programs, whatever I suggest you to practice. So those things can be practiced with the PC if you have in your home, or the help of mobile with offline, of course, okay. No need to connect to the internet, okay. If C program only for the installation with C coding or mobile C app, so you need the internet connection or the net. So after that you can disconnect the net, you can practice auto without the network, okay.